Fair Housing Act Practice Test. Question 1. In a transaction involving a mixed-use property, which rule controls when there is a contract condition allowing performance obligations to depend on a specified event? Option A. Acceptance. Option B. Property management agreement. Option C. Contingency. Option D. Bilateral contract. The correct answer is option C. Contingency. Financing, appraisal, inspection, and sale of property conditions allocate transaction risk. Failure of the condition can permit termination if the clause is properly invoked. The party benefiting from the provision must comply with notice and deadline requirements. Question 2. A associate broker asks about the federal law prohibiting housing discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, national origin, familial status, and disability. Which answer provides the legally accurate concept? Option A. A constructive notice. Option B. Group boycott. Option C. Quitclaim deed. Option D. A Fair Housing Act. The correct answer is option D. Fair Housing Act. Limited statutory exemptions do not permit discriminatory advertising. The protections apply to covered sales, rentals, advertising, and related services. Licensees must provide equal professional service and avoid steering or discriminatory statements. Question 3. Jonah encounters insurance protecting against covered title defects that existed before the policy date during a property-management audit. Which principle should guide the analysis? Option A. Title insurance. Option B. Antitrust law. Option C. General warranty deed. Option D. Lead-based paint disclosure. The correct answer is option A. Title insurance. Coverage depends on policy terms, exclusions, and exceptions shown in the commitment. The policy does not guarantee the property's physical condition or future market value. An owner policy protects the buyer's interest, while a lender policy protects the mortgagee. Stressed about your real estate? We can take real estate for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee a pass and payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done. Question 4. Which choice best matches the description of physical change to housing needed by a person with a disability? Option A. Cloud on title. Option B. Reasonable modification. Option C. Redlining. Option D. Quitclaim deed. The correct answer is option B. Reasonable modification. The request should be evaluated individually rather than rejected by a blanket rule. Responsibility for cost and restoration depends on the housing type and applicable law. The resident may be permitted to install accessibility features subject to lawful conditions. Question 5. During review of a condominium unit in Marquette, the parties discussed directing housing consumers toward or away from areas based on protected characteristics. Which term applies? Option A. Actual notice. Option B. Asbestos. Option C. Steering. Option D. Market allocation. The correct answer is option C. Steering. The practice restricts consumer choice and perpetuates segregation. Comments about neighborhood composition or where a family would fit can create violations. Licensees should provide objective property and community information based on the client's stated criteria. Question 6. An exam scenario presents federal disclosure duties for most residential property built before 1978. Which answer is most accurate? Option A. Americans with Disabilities Act. Option B. General warranty deed. Option C. Constructive notice. Option D. Lead-based paint disclosure. The correct answer is option D. Lead-based paint disclosure. Purchase contracts generally include a lead warning statement and an opportunity for qualifying buyers to conduct a risk assessment or inspection. Sellers and landlords must provide required information, available records, and the federal hazard pamphlet. The rule does not require the owner to remove all lead before transfer. Question 7. A licensee preparing for a financing review must recognize an agent authorized to handle a series of transactions within an ongoing business area. Which concept does this describe? Option A. General agent. Option B. Express agency. Option C. Seller's agent. Option D. Dual agent. The correct answer is option A. General agent. A property manager often receives broad operational authority for the managed property. This role is broader than authority limited to one specific sale. The agent may bind the principal only within the granted scope. Question 8. Which answer correctly classifies a situation involving an agreement accepted through completion of the requested act rather than a return promise in the marketing review described? Option A, property management agreement. Option B, unilateral contract. Option C, void contract. Option D, executed contract. The correct answer is option B, unilateral contract. The exact formation rules depend on the offer terms and applicable law. The offeror seeks performance as the method of acceptance. An option can create a one-sided obligation because the owner must keep the offer open while the holder may choose whether to exercise.
Are you looking for Nurse Aid actual questions? Visit our website pokerexams.com to access Nurse Aid study guide with actual questions and answers. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description to get Nurse Aid answer key today.
Question 9. At an offer review in Salisbury, Samuel explains denying or limiting lending or related services in geographic areas associated with protected groups. Which real estate principle is involved? Option A, special warranty deed. Option B, asbestos. Option C, redlining. Option D is steering. The correct answer is option C, redlining. Underwriting decisions must rely on legitimate risk factors rather than neighborhood demographics. Mapping or coding practices can create evidence of discriminatory treatment. The practice concerns unequal access to credit and financial services. Question 10. A transaction file for a vacant parcel raises an issue involving an agreement among competitors to divide customers, territories, or property types. Which answer best resolves the classification? Option A, material defect disclosure. Option B, abstract of title. Option C, antitrust law. Option D, market allocation. The correct answer is option D, market allocation. Independent strategic focus is lawful when it is not based on an agreement. Competitors cannot promise to stay out of one another's areas or specialties. The arrangement reduces competition by assigning business rather than competing for it. Question 11. Which concept should a buyer apply to facts involving unqualified agreement to the terms of an offer communicated in the authorized manner? Option A, acceptance. Option B, consideration. Option C, buyer representation agreement. Option D, option contract. The correct answer is option A, acceptance. Changing a material term normally creates a counteroffer rather than unqualified assent. Timing and communication rules determine when the agreement becomes binding. Silence generally does not constitute consent unless an established legal exception applies. Question 12. Leah is studying a rule concerning a deed limiting the grantor's title covenants to defects arising during the grantor's ownership. Which term should be chosen? Option A, material defect disclosure. Option B, special warranty deed. Option C, general warranty deed. Option D, erradon. The correct answer is option B, special warranty deed. The instrument provides more protection than a deed with no covenants but less than a full general warranty. The grantor does not broadly warrant against problems created by earlier owners. Title insurance may still be important because earlier defects remain possible. Question 13. When a waterfront parcel transaction involves the obligation to protect private information learned through representation, which answer identifies the controlling concept? Option A, special agent. Option B, buyer's agent. Option C, confidentiality duty. Option D, customer. The correct answer is option C, confidentiality duty. Negotiating limits, motivation, and personal circumstances generally remain protected unless disclosure is authorized or legally required. It does not permit concealment of material property defects that law requires to be disclosed. The duty can continue after the agency relationship ends. Question 14. A practice question describes a non-exclusive arrangement allowing multiple brokers to seek a buyer, with compensation generally owed to the successful procuring broker. Which response is best? Option A, option contract. Option B, buyer representation agreement. Option C, counteroffer. Option D, open listing. The correct answer is option D, open listing. Clear documentation is important because competing efforts can create compensation disputes. The owner may also retain the right to sell independently without paying a broker. No single broker receives exclusive marketing authority. Question 15. During a property management audit, which principle is illustrated by information that could influence a reasonable person's decision about a transaction? Option A, material fact. Option B, a disclosure duty. Option C, accounting duty. Option D, a procuring cause. The correct answer is option A, material fact. The importance of the fact depends on its effect on value, desirability, safety, or bargaining. Confidential motivation is treated differently from a material property condition. Known significant defects in transaction conditions must be disclosed when law requires. Question 16. Which answer states the concept associated with a court proceeding used to resolve competing claims and establish ownership rights in the buyer consultation described? Option A, special warranty deed. Option B, quiet title action. Option C, asbestos. Option D, general warranty deed. The correct answer is option B, quiet title action. The procedure is different from title insurance, which shifts covered financial risk. Interested parties must receive proper notice and an opportunity to be heard. The judgment can remove invalid claims and clarify the state of title. Question 17. A buyer representative handling a subdivision lot in Ocean City must identify an agreement with no legal effect from the beginning. Which choice is correct? Option A, purchase agreement. Option B, right of first refusal. Option C, void contract. Option D, bilateral contract. The correct answer is option C, void contract. No party can enforce an arrangement that lacks a fundamental legal requirement or has an illegal purpose. Later approval ordinarily cannot cure an agreement that was never legally valid. This differs from a contract that is valid unless a protected party chooses to avoid it. Question 18. During a contract revision for a small apartment building in Colombia, Victor needs to identify the rule described as the obligation to use the skill and diligence expected of a competent real estate professional. Which answer applies? Option A, universal agent. Option B, seller's agent. Option C, agency by ratification. Option D, reasonable care. The correct answer is option D, reasonable care. The duty does not make the licensee a lawyer, engineer, or tax advisor. The licensee should verify information, meet deadlines, and recommend appropriate expert assistance. Negligent performance can create liability even without intentional misconduct.
Stressed about your CFE? We can take CFE for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee a pass and payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done.
Question 19. A property manager is reviewing a rental home in Towson. Which term describes an agreement formed by an exchange of promises? Option A, bilateral contract. Option B, buyer representation agreement. Option C, acceptance. Option D, void contract. The correct answer is option A, bilateral contract. Each party becomes obligated when the promises are accepted. Performance occurs later even though the agreement is formed at acceptance. Most purchase agreements create reciprocal duties to convey title and pay the price. Question 20. At a marketing review, a Michigan exam candidate encounters the following description: cancellation that seeks to return the parties to their pre-contract positions. Which concept is being tested? Option A, time is of the essence. Option B, rescission. Option C, counteroffer. Option D, assignment. The correct answer is option B, rescission. It differs from damages that leave the agreement's consequences in place. The remedy may arise by mutual agreement, statutory right, or legal grounds such as fraud. Money and property received are typically restored as far as practical. Question 21. Nora is assisting with a cooperative unit transaction in Bowie. Which principle applies when the facts involve a definite proposal communicated with intent to be bound upon acceptance? Option A, option contract. Option B, exclusive agency listing. Option C, offer. Option D, lease. The correct answer is option C, offer. An advertisement is usually an invitation to negotiate unless it is unusually specific and leaves nothing open. The proposal can terminate through revocation, rejection, counter-proposal, lapse, or operation of law. The terms must be sufficiently clear for the recipient to understand the proposed bargain. Question 22. Which answer most accurately identifies a notice directing consumers to official sources for registered offender information rather than making the licensee the investigator in a real estate transaction? Option A, steering. Option B, special warranty deed. Option C, market allocation. Option D, Megan's Law notice. The correct answer is option D, Megan's Law notice. The issue should be handled consistently and without discriminatory assumptions. Consumers can consult the designated government registry for current data. Licensees should provide the required notice and avoid unsupported representations about individuals or neighborhoods. Question 23. A question arising during pre-listing meeting concerns coordinated refusal by competitors to deal with a person or business. Which choice gives the best classification? Option A, group boycott. Option B, quiet title action. Option C, abstract of title. Option D, environmental site assessment. The correct answer is option A, group boycott. The conduct can unlawfully pressure the target and restrict market access. Brokerages must make independent decisions about vendors and cooperation. Collective punishment for discounting or innovation creates substantial antitrust exposure. Question 24. While analyzing a townhouse, Gavin must apply the concept involving inducing owners to sell by suggesting protected groups are moving into the area and property values will decline. Which answer should be selected? Option A, quiet title action. Option B, block busting. Option C, general warranty deed. Option D, lead-based paint disclosure. The correct answer is option B, block busting. It is prohibited even if the licensee claims the statement reflects market opinion. The conduct exploits fear and discriminatory assumptions for transaction activity. Marketing should never use protected-class change as a reason to buy or sell. Question 25. Which real estate term is defined by an arrangement in which the owner sets a desired net amount and the broker keeps the excess as compensation? Option A, acceptance. Option B, executory contract. Option C, net listing. Option D, exclusive agency listing. The correct answer is option C, net listing. The structure creates a serious conflict because the broker benefits from a larger spread rather than a transparent fee. A licensee must follow state law and fiduciary duties rather than assume it is permitted. Many jurisdictions prohibit or restrict this arrangement.